Okay, to put the brakes in to maintenance mode, if you've got the electronic handbrake version of the car, start off with the ignition on, turn the electronic handbrake off, so push down the electronic handbrake and then push the brake, turns the electronic handbrake off. So you should have the car chocked at this point, and once you've done that, push the accelerator all the way down to the floor, push the electronic handbrake switch down, and turn the ignition off, turn the ignition back on again within 5 seconds. Park, brake, maintenance mode on. Once you get that on, turn the ignition to off, release the switch and release the accelerator, and you'll see you've still got a yellow warning light there, and that's okay. I turn the ignition back on again, we can confirm that it's still on that. Turn the ignition back on, give me that thing, and then it's still going to say that is on. You can see they've got the yellow light on. Okay. So, outside on the car, we find the jackings back into the car here. Find the jacking point. Have a look under the car. You should be able to see an arrow here, and then that points to the jacking point. If you look under here, basically this sill here, so we can jack up on that one. Just take the weight off the car and we'll get the wheels. So at this point, because I'm putting a bit of pressure on the jack, just check under the car. It's not, it is pushing that way you want. Yeah, it's on the sill. Yeah. Keep jacking. Underneath. Down there. Show you that. It's just underneath that straight arm there, supporting that just in case the jack fails. Just some support. The rear pad left, set inside there. Right, so we'll get the caliper holder off. That's the next bit. Right. So you got these two here. Just need to pull little caps off. Little cap there. One down here. 2. No big deal. And then inside there, little Allen key. Slide that back a bit. And do the next one. Come right out, but that's fine. So I got that out. Next thing, get this retaining clip out. Put those back on. Just be able to glasses on for it, just in case we get any bits of metal flying up. There we go. This one should just come out also. There we go. All good. In theory, this should just come loose. It all depends how knackered this is. Hey, see, it's all metal. It's grinded the disc. Be careful when you grind this up. Make sure these bolts are back. These two carry bolts from there. I was loosened before them there. So, stuff on there. That one up as well. Stuff on here. Yep, right down. There's those acoustic pins there. Right, so what I'm going to do, I'm just going to place this back here. Now, here you can either just balance it or just like a little hole on this. Now put the suspension there. Just get that through there. There, zip tie. I can just use the zip tie on the other side. Yeah, so that's just held out of the way. I haven't got any kinks in the cables or pipes or anything to worry about. Cool. So next bit is to get the caliper. I need to call the caliper holder off. So you look around here. See, you can see the bolts here, here. try and get them off next. That's a 15, that's all right, really. Spun off and round it off. It's 15, I think. Rust of the... Alright, so it's 15. Not 16. Some leverage on it, I think. Make a bit of a breaker bar. Just leverage, it goes back on. Okay, and then try and get in the top one. There we go. Right. Yeah, this one. Just retie this up again. Now if you struggle with a rounded off bolt, add this on the other side. Use a slightly smaller socket. So the best match I found was a 9/16 Imperial. So that's slightly smaller. You just get it, you bash it on, and that should give you enough grip to be able to loosen it. Cross my fingers. Okay. So. That goes back on there. Pad that sits back, and that groove there, and sits in front groove. There, basically. Clean these bits off here and there. Right, the next thing is piston spreader. There's other ways to do this, but it's probably the easiest, better way probably. Just bring this in. Come out of it. So, that's in there. That's in. And put that in. Inside the piston, and you start winding back. You want this to reseat that a bit better. Want this to sit in there. Okay. So you're going to push this back, so winding this back slowly. What you'll be careful of is the pressure build-up. So, our reservoir here, brake fluid. Open that up, check the level, and then put it back on, but just put it back on loose. So you can let a bit of air out, so it's just back on loose. Right. Up to here. Back in the back. So this is going to go pretty much all the way back in. You go back. Turn there, half turn. Go back to the reservoir. Nope, we're okay. Going back. time to go back now to the system, into the piston, sorry. Check our reservoir. Still okay. Back. Probably gonna be alright on this one. There you go. All the way back in. Get the lip there. Back this off a bit. Come off. There you go. Let's check our reservoir. Yeah, it's fine. It's not come up any. Not anything really to write home about. Put back on nice and tight. It should be. Then we move on to the next bit, pretty much reassembling it. Alright, so we're on the other side, we're just rewinding the piston, and then if you remember, we go down to this side, you'll see the reservoir is now starting to overflow. So what I need to do is just extract some of this. So I'm going to use a syringe. You can use a straw, put a straw and put it in the thing. And then I'm going to put the excess into that bottle for now. So I'm just going to put that in there. Suck it out. Be careful because it is corrosive. Into there. More. There's like a min line right down here, so I'm going to go that far down. I'll take a bit more out. Like that. I'll put that back on loosely though, so the air can get out as I back it up. It's not that much more to back. Oops. Last bit. Back. We'll go back. I'll just check the reservoir again. Yep, it's really a little bit full, so I'm just going to take. Probably will leave it at that. Leave it at that. I'll just wipe off the thing, and then when we come to set the brakes later, we'll just check the reservoir again, and if we need to top it up any, we'll top it up, but it's likely that we won't need to. Right, cool. Okay, out with a bit of copper grease. So, this one there. Yeah. Around a little bit. I'm going to put some on here. That's where the caliper holder goes. And I'll put it on the back as well if I put the disc on, just because it's easier to get in now. You can put this on the bolts. It's like actually easier than doing this, but nice to have a bit of coverage. And that. No problems. Better off with a brush really than a screwdriver. Okay. When you spread these around as well. Line the holes. A couple of grease on here as well. If you don't have it in, I've got it car in gear, so I can turn this round. But if you didn't have it in gear, you could just spin this hub really. Make your life a bit easier. They just got some other additional holes, an additional screw that goes in there. This one doesn't have that. It just slides on. That's just to hold it in place and then fit in it. There's a new disc on. Right caliper holder. Copper grease. Around there. It's going to go over this. It sits on the it sits on the inside of that. Yeah, bolts that came out a minute ago. Grease on there. Grease on there. A couple of grease in between. Can get in. Top first, I think. No. It. Make some grips. Do your hand and cross it in. The other bolt. Same. place, holding the disc in place. Okay, sits a bit at the back yet, which we'll do when the wheel goes on. Bring that round. The top one. Oh, same. Nope, you got to. So that's the pads in place. Let's see the groove. Copper grease on that piston there. Next bit. There. Greasing these bits here. Okay. Greasing the bolts that are going and hold this in place. If you want, you can take them right out. A bit just on there. And when that screws in, I'll just put that around inside as well. And that slides on over the top. That should fit in. Should fit in the groove pad there. Allen key. One. So once you're at this base, just make sure you put those rubber caps back in, slide the bolts, put your wheel back on, then continue repeat all these actions on the other side. Then once you're all complete, we need to take the handbrake out of maintenance mode. Okay, so the final step to take the brakes out of maintenance mode, turn the ignition on. In a second, you'll see we've got the warning lights on the left. Into that. Maintenance mode, the brakes is still on. You can see it's in there, they've got the yellow light on it over there as well. Okay, press the accelerator pedal all the way down to the ground. Pull up this time with an electronic handbrake switch. Keep held. And we're going to turn the ignition off. Turn the ignition back on again within 5 seconds. Give it a minute. So you should have heard the electronic handbrake adjusting. Once you've done that, once from that, then you can turn the ignition off again. Release the handbrake, release the accelerator pedal. Just got the normal red warning light telling my handbrake's on. And just to make sure, turn the ignition back on again. Get that. I've got the warning light on the left. No warning lights. Go down. Oops. Go down to information. I've got a one active warning. That's just about turning the engine on. That's it. Sorted. If I turn the engine on. The door open. Seatbelt away. No active messages. There you go. It's all sorted. So then just go on your road test. No problems.